My next guest is a young lady called Lisa Donnelly. At the age of 18 months, Lisa Donnelly was badly injured when she was scalded with boiling water. She suffered 30% scarring to her upper body. As you can imagine, Lisa was severely affected by this and sunk into a deep depression. Whilst growing up, she suffered from a lack of confidence and low self-esteem, which eventually ended up with anorexia. Lisa's weight plummeted and she became dangerously ill and very thin. This illness, coupled with the scars she'd already suffered, made her life a misery and made her feel unattractive and hopeless. It took a while, but with the help of her family and friends, Lisa began her road to recovery. As her weight started to improve, she took holidays with friends and began to enjoy life more. Lisa was less worried about her weight and what people thought of her scars. She went to university to study and even felt confident to follow her passion by singing, by performing on stage. Today, Lisa is confident and happy with life and knows that no matter what you look like on the outside, it's what's on the inside that matters. Lisa, thank you for joining me on the show.
My pleasure.
Now, could you just give us a little bit of background about exactly what happened to you and how you got the scars?
Okay. I was 18 months old. It was on New Year's Day and I was at my parents' home, and basically my mum had just made a fresh pot of tea in one of those stainless steel teapots with the flip lid. And she just put it on the side and walked out of the room, and me being little mischief reached up, got the handle and poured it, and the lid just opened just automatically, and it all poured over the top part of my body and on my face as well. So that's how I got the scarring.
And where are the scars exactly? We mentioned they were on the upper body.
Yeah.
Are they on the shoulders or on the, where are they?
They're on the shoulder, slightly on my back, some on the chest area, and also a little bit down here on this arm. I've got a little bit of scarring underneath here in the chin area, but thankfully none on my face. So.
And obviously you were quite young at the time that this happened. So was there a certain age when you felt that you were more conscious of the scars, maybe when you were going to school, or did people pick up on it maybe at a certain age?
Yeah, it's strange because obviously up until the age where I was at school and getting changed for PE lessons, I didn't really know that I was any different to anybody else really, because I wasn't around other people to compare myself. But it was, like you say, when I got to school age and I was changing in the changing rooms and seeing other people, that's when I became conscious that I was different. The anorexia was very difficult. I don't think my parents actually noticed it was happening until someone actually pointed out, an outsider, because I used to wear very baggy tops to try and cover the fact that I was going through the anorexia. And it's quite strange how my parents didn't really notice, but other people did.
Sure. And how would you encourage people with the same kind of issues? So if there was somebody out there that has gone through something similar, what would your words be to them today to maybe encourage them?
Okay. I'd definitely say not to hide themselves at an early age, because for me, because I was very self-conscious, I hid the scarring, and therefore it made me more introvert. And then obviously because I was introvert with the anorexia, it was almost like a domino effect that I just became more and more introverted. It's amazing when I look back now at the difference in me. My personality now, I can actually be myself. I've got lots of friends, I've got a good social network, I'm not afraid to talk to people. You know, it's just amazing how things have changed. So.
And what do you think the media portrayal is of women maybe with scars and maybe not being as perfect as, you know, they portray? Because on the show we've been talking about beauty and the perception of what beauty is. And do you feel that with your scars, maybe it's classed as not being beautiful per se?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. There is a definite stigma on what is beautiful and what isn't beautiful, especially in the Western world now. And to have blemishes is not the done thing really. You know, they use airbrushing to make people look perfect. So yeah, the perception of beauty is a particular type of person, which really doesn't help, especially people growing up, teenagers, their role models, because it's just so unrealistic, because you see models or TV presenters without makeup, and you actually see they are just real people, just natural. And if we saw more of that, I think it would really encourage people to just be happy with who they are.
Do you feel beautiful?
My answer to this is, like every woman, you have your days where you feel absolutely beautiful like a princess, and then you have your days where you just want to hide from the world and just, you know, you don't feel particularly beautiful. But I do feel beautiful on the inside, and I feel like my personality shines through now, and I do definitely accept myself more than I used to.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate you being on the show, Lisa. Thank you so much. And I know it's a difficult subject to talk about, so thank you for sharing your story, and I'm sure it really has encouraged and motivated other women out there. Welcome to Your Time, the section where you get to express your opinion and ask your questions on anything relating to the show or any other topics that you'd like us to talk about. Don't forget, the email address is info@timewithnatalie.com. Next up, we have an email from Hannah from London. And she says, I read a lot of women's magazines and sometimes get annoyed at the way they Photoshop and edit pictures to make the models look more perfect than they are. We're all beautiful in our own right, flaws and all. What's your definition of beauty? Thanks, Hannah, for that question. Well, I think that beauty comes from within. It starts on the inside and works its way out. I think that when somebody is truly beautiful and has beautiful thoughts and says beautiful words and has a beautiful personality, then that shines and it radiates, and that's what makes them attractive to people. We look at the media today and they say, you know, that you've got to be tall and slim and have long hair, blue eyes, etc. When we're all made unique, we all have different characteristics, we all have different qualities, we all have different gifts, and I think that it's important to recognize that we are all made in a very different way, and each one of us is beautiful in our own right. So I don't think you can actually put a label on what beauty is, because what I think is beautiful, somebody else might not, and vice versa. So we all have our own perceptions of it, but I just want to kind of say to everybody out there that beauty is from within. So it always starts from the inside and works its way outwards. So no matter who you are, if you've got a confidence and a strength in you, then that is beautiful in itself. Thanks for your question, Hannah.